Hello everybody and welcome to episode 1 of The Fixer with Rangers. That's right, we have left Wolfsburg under a bit of a cloud, but we have arrived at Ibrox in October with the job of chasing down Celtic at the top of the Scottish Premiership. Let's have a look and see how we got here. Stefan Littel has replaced me. Now, I was going to replace him at Hertha Berlin, and then I thought, no, I just want to leave Germany behind. It was a good experience. We did quite well to get from where we were to where we are. This is the fixer, after all, and I wanted something to fix, and starting the season with Wolfsburg just didn't feel right in the end. And after a bit of managerial merry-go-round going on in Germany, where Danny Roll has gone to St. Pauli from Rangers, which seems remarkable to me that you would leave a side that are at the top of their division to go to St. Pauli, who are going to be in and around the middle of the table. They're not going to be any higher than that. So yeah, it seemed really bizarre. Which means I have arrived at Rangers 11 days into the job and still learning. And after a very early start to the season, we are in Europe. We have qualified for the Europa League, so we'll take on that as we go along. Obviously, the Premiership started pretty early as well, and we had a decent start to it as well. Unbeaten in our first few games, and then we hit Celtic in September and lost by a 1-0, which is a little bit gutting. And obviously, since then, things have been okay. We have lost in Europe and won in Europe since then, through to the semi-finals of the Premier Sports Cup. So there is plenty to play for as we go through this season. Squad-wise, there has been a few changes from the one that you will see in real life. There are some players here that are already with Rangers. You're looking at Jack Butland, looking at Nikos Raskin, looking at Dijon Sterling as well. So there is some core players that have been here. Thilo Asgard is another one that has been here for quite a while. And yeah, there are some decent players within this squad, and let's just point out a couple. And we're going to talk about Raskin, because he is probably Rangers' best player on paper, at least. Has been here for a few years now. Central midfield player, can play as the defensive midfield player. We will still be playing 4-3-3 at Rangers. And has scored in Europe so far this season. Yeah, 209 appearances, and quite a few of them for Rangers. Been here since 2022. And the last man we're going to point out is Mohamed Diamande, a central midfield player, but can play out on the wing as well. He is going to be the creative force behind this team, most certainly. 25 years of age, Ivory Coast international, and very much a key part of this team. Right then, let's quickly have a look at where we are in the tables as we start with the Europa League. After 2 games played, we are in 11th place, so we're not in the top 8 as it stands. And there are only a few teams that have got a 100% record at this point, 5 of them to be precise, including RB Leipzig and Aston Villa. So yeah, still some work to do. Celtic are in there with us despite winning the title last year, so they fell out of the Champions League in qualification, as Celtic normally do. But in the Premiership table, they are 8 points in front of us in the table. But we are going first this weekend, taking on Hearts, who are just a point behind Celtic at this point in time. Dundee are in between us on 13. St Johnstone just behind on 10. St Mirren on 9. Dundee United on 8. Falkirk on 7. 6 apiece for Aberdeen and Hibernian. Motherwell with 5. Kilmarnock bottom of the table with 4. So let's see how we get on against Hearts. So here are the 2 starting lineups as Van der Voort starts in goal for us. Sterling, Fernandes, Palacios, Segura, Franco, Raskin, Diamande, Gazamar, Tom Davis, with Mosky leading the line for us as Gunn starts in goal for Hearts, and G, Halkett, Kennedy, Milne, Whiteman, Tate, Motto, Shankland, Kiradis, with James Wilson leading the line for them. And still managed in-game by Derek McInnes. Now, this is a step into the real unknown. We were talking about not being in Germany for a while a few episodes ago. I have never been to Scotland before. At least not with you. Maybe personally I've done it, but definitely not on camera. So this is going to be a real step into the unknown. Can we close the gap to Celtic at the top of the Premiership table? Let's find out, shall we? Ibrox. Never been to the stadium, but I've heard it very loud on television. And let's see what happens. My first foray into Europe with Tottenham properly. We played Hearts. We beat them 5-0 over 2 legs when a certain Harry Kane made his debut in the second leg because we won the first leg quite comprehensively. It's a job that is a very prestigious one. You know, if you are the manager of Rangers, you are held in high regard when you're doing well. As the ball is with Gazima in the centre, trying to send the ball into the centre, and what a start! 7 minutes gone, and Federico with the goal. Or Peter, as he's called on the graphic. But we'll go with Federico. I can say that one. Rangers lead. And it is the perfect start to my tenure. So say they've got a capable squad of players to overthrow Celtic. And it would be my pleasure to do so. And we've got plenty of time to make up the gap to them at the top. So we'll move above Dundee. For the time being, we are playing first, as mentioned. Friday night in Scotland. And he's going to look to send it long down the field. Can we win the header? Yes, we can. Fernandez nods it forward, but it's picked up. Wilson on halfway. Looking for a breakaway. No, Raskin takes it away. Go on, Nicholas. Keep running, son. Go on. Drives it low. Keeper saves it with his foot. I mean, he couldn't have got down. It was quite low down, but yeah, it seems an odd save, doesn't it? Who am I to say? I wasn't a very good goalkeeper. Good at 5-a-side. Not so good at 11-a-side. Diomande with the free kick. Chance for 2-0. Pretty quickly. Ball towards the back stick. It's overloaded at the back stick and it's headed in by Ziegler. There we go. Easy this lark. Scotland. One thing I love about Rangers as well, they play simply the best on their way out. They know exactly what they are and who they are. And they are 2-0 up tonight. Ball towards the back stick. I talked about the overload when the ball came in. And yet, 3 of them there against 3 Hearts defenders, it has to be said. A free kick to Hearts. 25 minutes gone. Whiteman with it. Goals are plenty already. Those Rangers fans looking very happy behind that goal. Ball towards the back stick. They might not be happy in a second. But it's cleared away. Wilson onto Kiradaz. Puts it wide. I'm hoping that we can do well at home and abroad. It would be nice to have a European run. Rangers do it sometimes. Sometimes. The ball is going to go into the penalty area, hopefully. Diomande swinging that ball into the far post, looking for a flick on. Angus Gunn sees it over, does he? Not quite. And it's just over the bar. Hit the top of the bar first time round. Mentioned Danny Roll leaving to go to St. Pally. It is a bit of a head scratcher. I'm not complaining. I've kind of walked in to a job where, you know, the players don't need the motivation. They're not struggling down the bottom. They just need the impetus from a manager that wants to be here, and I want to be here. Sterling with the ball. Can he find a ball across the penalty area? He can do, Mandy tries to get... Oh, no, sorry. Gassama tries to get the header in. Saved by the keeper. I'm getting excited. I like it. We're doing all the usual things. Low crosses into the box. Let's just see if we can feed Mavoski. That will be the biggest thing we'll need to do. And the names are not too difficult to say. Fernandez. Looking wide for Peter. Federico, he goes down. Milne with the challenge. In towards Tate. Should we have had a free kick there? Maybe. Maybe he went down a little bit too easily. Whiteman with the ball inside. And there is Gazima picking it up. Diomande looking to send us on the counter. Federico in behind. Can we find a ball across the front of goal? There's not really anyone there at the moment. Turns back. Plays it in now. And the ball's laid back. Good save from Angus Gunn. But Hearts are all over the shop. Although I do like to play attacking football. Wilson in behind though for 2-1. Good save. And Milne with the ball across the front of goal. Oh, it's an OG from Fernandez. He was unlucky. He hit the post. Had it just gone a little bit further over, it would have gone wide, obviously. And Hearts are back in it right on half-time and probably don't deserve it, really. But them's are the breaks. Goalkeeper Near enough rolling over the top of the ball. Fantastic. And something to think about as we go into half time. As the ball is picked up at the back. Ziger on towards Diamande. I knew he would be an integral part of this team. Just knew it. Rozovsky with a shot behind for a corner. Can we restore the 2-goal lead as we go into half time? Diamande was celebrating that going in the net, wasn't he? Running over. Hopefully it will be a precursor of what's about to happen. But I doubt it. Ball's going to be headed away. No, it's not. It's going to be headed towards goal. And it drops in. Fernandez making up for his error at the other end. And I tell you what, maybe he was preempting what happened. Because he runs over to the corner with his arms out wide. And then this should not end up in the back of the net, folks. It's a looping header. And they should be saved. Angus Gunn having a bit of a shocker. 3-1 at half-time. I will take it all day long on opening night in charge of Rangers. It's 2 minutes of added time. I know the goal was scored. There we go. Half-time whistle blows. 3-1. Round of applause. There will be a vociferous atmosphere from the stands, although the latest score thing is still broken. I think it's 2-1 at half-time. And a thing with transfers on a personal save where they didn't work on deadline day. And yeah, things are still not working properly. But we're doing brilliantly so far. Let's keep going. Hat-trick of changes at half-time from Derek McInnes. I thought he might do something at the break. I didn't expect 3 changes, if I'm honest. So Braga is on, Rodrigo is on, and another left-back is on. We'll see who that is when that flashes up again. Palacios with the ball. In towards Gazama. Go on, son, take him on. Trying to drive inside. Ziger, play it back to him. Yes. Good ball back to him. It's got to go low. Lots of Hart's legs in the way. Although the ball goes to the edge of the box. For Raskin with the shot for 4. That'll do. Easy. Total football at its finest. And you never listen to me. Ball across the front of the penalty area. Scream the manager. No. Pick out a man on the edge of the box, and that's exactly what he does. All the Hearts players are attracted to their own goal line. And Raskin with an easy shot into the corner for 4-1. Who came on? Ravan came on. Free kick for Hearts. Whiteman with it. Got themselves back into the game, but have conceded 2 quick goals either side of half-time. And now are doing silly things with fouls. No need to push him there. The counter-attack wasn't happening. But so far, we have a 50% strike rate for the shots on target. And that is what you like to see as a manager. So I had it about 11 days with them. So they've met me. It's not been a sort of rush job. I've kind of looked at the squad and evaluated it probably more than I've ever done when coming into a football club. And they've got some good youngsters. They've got a lot of youngsters. But the basis of a squad is pretty good. To be fair, not much money to spend in January, about 600 grand to spend. So leaving that behind from Germany, but yeah, with a much better opportunity to have a go at a title in Scotland. Half an hour to play. I think the game is over, so we might make a couple of substitutions shortly to see some different faces and how they are in a match situation. Shanklin with the ball. Trying to head it back towards goal. Oh, well done, Palacios. Free kick to Hearts. 20 odd minutes to play. Whiteman not going to have a shot from here, I don't think. It's going to be a chip into the box, is it? No, it's going to be a short one. Okay. Again, you've sent all of the defenders forward and you've played it short. I never understand it and never will. Tottenham have started doing it and it fries my brain. I was going to say something else, but it fries my brain that you send all of your defenders forward and then play a short routine. Fernandez looking wide for Ziegler. On towards Gassman. Go on, son. Trying to find... Oh, I tell you what, he went in. He's lucky he didn't make contact there. That was a nasty challenge. Trying to get away from Tate. Ball across the penalty area. Looking for Peter at the far post. Gunn with the save. And now we're going to make some changes. With 23 minutes to play, Peter is going to come off. And we're going to bring Bajami on for him. Going to bring Asgard on in midfield to take off Diamande. And we're going to bring on El Knussen some of the names are a little bit difficult. As we are 20 minutes away from our first win, which is good, and then we'll see the rest of the results from the weekend. Obviously, it might get a bit repetitive who we play. There might be bigger gaps in between games, because we won't play the sides at the top of the table. We don't play Celtic, I think, till December time. So yeah, we've already played them once. We will play them 2 more times if things go right. As the ball comes into the penalty area, good tip over the bar. As the ball is sent towards the back stick. Shoot! Asgard does oblige. And I tell you what, keeper nearly takes over the goal line. Whiteman with the ball. Looking for Rigo. Trying to turn away from his man. Does so far too easily for my liking. It's going to have to be better than that. Get stuck in, he's on. Straight away. No more messing about in terms of too much tippy-tappy, as the ball is with the keeper. Do we bring on young Gentles? I think we do, yes. Do we bring on Mr. Rice? Yes. I don't think he is a relation of Declan. It's Bailey Rice. Either way, if he plays anything like Declan Rice, we're in for a real treat, aren't we? And we're going to bring on John Suter as well. No, we're not, because we have made all our substitutions. I still can't count to 5. Never mind. I want to say pyjamas, but it's definitely not pyjamas. Raskin with the ball. Sent into the penalty area. Looking for a header. Good save. No crossbar and out. Gentles plays it wide to Sterling. Into the final 10 minutes. The home crowd will be happy, I think. They might have been worried about me turning up. Oh, Gentles is down. Uh-oh. We're going to finish the game with 10 men. Ball into the penalty area. Can we grab another goal? Probably not. Asgard with the shot. Good save from the keeper. And now he should throw it out, so our young man can get some treatment. And a little blot on the copybook. What's happened to him? He's been on for 4 minutes. It doesn't say what's happened to him. We do have a free kick. We do have a chance for 5 from the set piece. We've had a bit of luck with those today. Asgard with the shot. Driving it. Oh, it's gone all the way through. How has that gone all the way through? I mentioned Angus Gunn was having a bit of a shocker. I reiterate that point right now, because that should no way make its way through him. It's just a low drive. It's a short routine. And yeah, oh, it goes through whoever number 7 was, his legs. That's why. Who was number 7? Whiteman. Oh, Ben Whiteman's had a bit of a shocker. And it's going to be a very good night for us. Ball is sent down the field. And the ball is going to be eventually picked up, is it? No! Full time! Rangers 5, Hearts 1. That is a way to introduce yourself to your new public. And an easy win on opening night. And Angus Gunn was on a 6.3, which I'm surprised it was that high. So here are the results from the weekend, starting with that Friday night game. 5-1 to us. What a way to start. And it got better as Saturday turned as well. Aberdeen beat St Johnstone. Hibernian drew with Celtic. Kilmarnock drew with Motherwell. And a good win for Falkirk against St Mirren. And the Dundee derby was won by Dundee United. So the gap is down to 6 at the top of Scotland. Celtic not winning this weekend. We did our goal difference, a huge boost as well, which is very, very good news for us. So we've seen my first domestic game in charge of Rangers. We are going to see my first European game as well, as we take on Dynamo Zagreb next time around. So we'll take on Motherwell and Kilmarnock. That's the bottom 2 in Scotland at the moment, and then we will see where we are as we look to get back on track in Europe and make our way through to the knockout phase. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.